Hey, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Joe Ruggiero. I'm the producer and director here in the communication department. Um, you know, Basically, my job entails being the producer for all our sports media games. Right now, we're just kind of focusing on basketball and doing a little bit of spring sports. A big thing for me is also just working well with our students. Obviously, we're student-run broadcasts, so what's important to me is making sure the students are in a good place to succeed. And if they are and they can do their job, then I feel like accomplished in a way. I like to tell the students that, hey guys, I'm not far removed from college. I mean, I think I've graduated now 4 years ago, which seems like a long time,
Yeah.
but it's really not. And what I was doing in school is exactly what the students are doing here at Manhattan, actually on an even higher level because our production truck is newer than what I used 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I like to tell the students, hey guys, I've been in your shoes. So, you know, I've lived through it. Now you're going to live through it. So we had a game this past year. I think it was maybe our next to last game of the year where I had like food poisoning and I still came to work. And usually I stand and I'm energetic, but I was just exhausted.
Yeah.
And I go to one of my students. I go to Tommy and I go, hey, you're directing the games. You're directing most of this game. Like I do the producing stuff where I can talk to ESPN and talk to my announcers, but camera thing, you go ahead and do it because I just didn't have the energy to do it. And I wouldn't do that with just everybody, but because students like him, among others, have done such a great job of of basically being the director, I could, let him go ahead and do things like that. And it gives me peace of mind knowing things are going to be right and knowing that this program has a bright future. And the growth of this program in such a short time has done such a great job of, you know, building students like Tommy and other people I could go on and on about. But, you know, that's what I guess is most satisfying to me so far in our short time was, but the MAC has always had their tournament in one location. So Atlantic City was this year. Years past, it was always in Albany, or years past, it was always in Massachusetts. So it's always in one location for a week's time for all 22 teams to go down there. And it's funny. We did the first 13 games of the tournament, so we did everything up into the semifinals. And then the commissioner told us that, hey, next year we might be doing it all because they were the league was more satisfied with what we were doing than when with this other outside company that came in and did the final two rounds. So, I know I watch a lot from around the league, and I know what we're doing is on par, if not, you know, better than what other people are doing. So I'm glad the students are getting recognized, and hopefully it continues down the road. So the best part of the tournament for me personally was we were getting ready to do the men's game later on at night, and all the Manhattan College students were there. A couple other students were there as well. And then everything in the St. Peter's truck kind of wasn't working just based on different wiring. So we transferred everything, all the wiring, back to my truck because we were getting ready to do the night games anyway. So I wasn't producing the game, somebody else was. I jump into our production truck. I start producing the last half of this women's game. All the students that were literally just sitting around jump into the production truck. We start producing this game, and it happened to be one of the biggest upsets of the tournament on the women's side. And it was a fun game to produce. Like we had the bare minimum, but it was just fun to be like, hey guys, we got to jump into action and like go ahead and do this.
Yeah.
So I think all the students loved that, like because it showed that hey, we were needed at a time when things weren't working, and we were able to adjust and like produce this and show the most important part of the game, which is the last quarter. So
Yeah.
that was probably my favorite part, was just being able to jump into action and go ahead and doing it. I like to tell them, give it a shot and be open-minded, and you can take full advantage of this over your 4 years. It's not something you have to wait 2 years to be involved in. You get involved right away, and I think that's a great selling point. I hate to put it like that, but it's a great selling point to these students who want to come here. And it's like, hey, you get involved right away. You don't have to wait, which I think is a big deal. And that's what drew me to when I went to college. So I try to instill that same kind of mentality to incoming students.
Of course. So, thank you, Joe, for taking the time to talk with me and telling me about your experience inside the MAC tournament and the sports media concentration. That's all we have time for today, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.